The story opens with a couple, Sean and his wife Andrea, living in Los Angeles. Andrea is expecting their first child, and while both are thrilled, Sean constantly worries about their finances. He works as a school security guard and hopes the principal will soon recommend him for a private security job that pays better. For Sean, that opportunity could finally give their family a secure future. The very first scene takes place in a hospital where Andrea undergoes an ultrasound. The doctor mentions there are some pregnancy complications but also advises Sean on how he can best support Andrea. From the start, Sean is shown as deeply concerned about work and his ability to provide for his child. Andrea still works, but Sean dreams of the day when he earns enough for her to stop. Despite these financial struggles, their relationship is filled with love. At work, Sean treats people with kindness and follows a steady routine. One night, while exercising outdoors, Sean notices something odd. A streetlight flickers above him, and when he looks up, he sees a strange light in the sky. It moves erratically, like a computer cursor, unnatural and unsettling. Suddenly, it vanishes. Sean is left disturbed, and the audience senses that something mysterious is about to unfold. The next evening, Sean and Andrea attend a party hosted by Christian, Sean's childhood friend who feels more like a brother. Sean's mother died during childbirth, and when he was 7, his father took his own life. Christian and his mother, Robin, became his second family. While Robin once cared for Sean, her sharp remarks and constant reminders of past favors make him uneasy. At the party, Robin asks about Sean's finances, but he politely refuses any help. She reminds him that his father also struggled financially despite being intelligent, hinting that weakness might run in the family. Later, Christian invites Sean to the basement for a private talk. Half joking, Christian asks if Sean is truly ready for fatherhood, warning he might regret it. Sean laughs and says it's too late to back out after 7 months. Christian reassures him, recalling a moment from high school. During a camping trip, a deer got stuck in a fence. While others panicked, Sean touched the animal, and it immediately calmed down, allowing him to free it. Christian calls this Sean's magic touch and proof he'll be a great father. Sean admits he no longer feels that confident. In the basement, Sean notices a small gun collection, once owned by Christian's wife Lori's late father. Sean is intrigued and half-jokingly says maybe he should own one. Christian discourages the idea, reminding him that with a baby coming, Sean himself is all the protection his family needs. Later that night, as Sean drives Andrea home, he receives a text from his boss about a problem with the school's security system. He drops Andrea off, promising to be late, and heads to the school. After fixing the alarm, he notices a rooftop light flickering. Curious, he climbs up to investigate. Suddenly, a blinding light fills the sky. Hypnotized, Sean experiences terrifying visions, being trapped in a web-like structure, tubes attached to his head, and finally the haunting sight of his father's lifeless body beside him. Sean jolts awake in a hospital bed, head bandaged. Andrea comforts him, explaining he fell from the roof, but miraculously survived with only a head injury. The doctor calls his survival a miracle. After a short stay, Sean is discharged to rest at home. Andrea scolds him for risking his life over something so small, reminding him that she and their unborn child need him safe. Sean promises to be more careful. During recovery, Sean notices something strange. New abilities. Before he could barely draw, but now he creates stunning sketches and paintings as if an artistic talent has been unlocked. Along with this gift come disturbing side effects. He begins to hallucinate vividly, unable to distinguish reality from illusion. One morning, he watches Andrea leave for a meeting, only to see her dragged into darkness by an invisible force. A moment later, everything looks normal again. Another day at the hospital, he sees Andrea in pain on a waiting room screen, then spots a sick, distorted version of himself nearby. Reality continues to blur. Sean's senses sharpen unnaturally. He can hear conversations from far away, and he becomes obsessed with sketching. Friends and doctors are puzzled. Medical tests show nothing abnormal, but Sean feels something is deeply wrong. He shares his drawings and experiences with a doctor. She can't explain them but encourages him to keep drawing, suggesting his subconscious may be communicating through art. She recommends a psychiatrist but holds back on medication for now. Even in daylight, strange events occur. One night, noises wake him. Armed with a knife, he finds only a stray dog inside the house. Reluctant to keep it, he gives it to Christian. Later, while preparing the baby's room, he buys both paint and art supplies, drawing teasing comments from Robin, comments Sean hears clearly thanks to his sharpened senses. While painting, Sean falls asleep and unknowingly covers the wall with eerie 3D-style art instead of a simple color. Andrea finds him asleep and is unsettled by the strange designs. Sean is shocked too. He doesn't remember creating them. As Andrea's due date nears, Sean grows more distracted. At another party, he sees a disturbing vision of another version of himself staring at him with angry, twisted eyes. Moments later, Andrea finds him outside, dazed and bleeding from the nose. At night, Sean notices a small cut on his hand and compulsively scratches it. In the mirror, his eye looks distorted and unnatural, only to return to normal. He feels trapped in illusions and confesses to Andrea that it's as if something is keeping him from reaching her. "I keep trying to get back to you," he says, "but they won't let me." The doctor later asks if Sean has ever had thoughts of self-harm, aware of his father's history. Sean admits he feels overwhelmed, but insists he would never do that. She suspects something deeper is going on, but waits before prescribing treatment. Still paranoid, Sean asks Christian for a gun. Christian warns against it, but Sean refuses to back down, convinced something threatens them. Eventually, Andrea discovers the gun and argues it's unsafe. Instead of getting rid of it, Sean hides it in his car. At work, his boss tells him the school gate was left open overnight and strange writing appeared on a wall. The principal drops talk of recommending Sean for the new job, but allows him to keep his current one. Sean's sketches grow more bizarre. Alien figures, cryptic maps, desert landscapes. He suspects these are glimpses of another place. Andrea pleads with him to focus on her and the baby. Desperate for answers, Sean visits Robin, asking about Aster. She explains it's just the name of the town where his father once lived. But Sean suddenly sees her face transform into something alien. Panicking, he injures his own hand to test reality. The pain is real, leaving Robin horrified. Overwhelmed, Sean considers ending his life. He goes to the ocean with his gun but can't bring himself to pull the trigger, finally throwing it away. When he returns home, Andrea has collapsed. Christian's wife accuses Sean of neglect, and Andrea refuses to see him. Heartbroken, Sean stays with Christian. He never stops drawing. The doctor studies his sketches but admits they're too complex to explain. Frustrated, Sean insists this world isn't real, that he's trapped in an alien dimension. His nose bleeds again, and suddenly he's in a hospital where a woman dies during childbirth. To his horror, the woman looks like Andrea. He wakes, realizing it was only a dream, but the visions keep haunting him. Finally, Sean travels to Aster, recognizing the landscapes from his sketches. There, he finds his childhood home, and impossibly, his long-dead father sitting outside. Though Sean knows it can't be real, he feels comfort in their conversation. His father tells him he will be a better dad because he has a strength his father lacked. Sean, moved to tears, says, "Your son loves you very much." As he leaves, a gunshot echoes, the sound of his father's final moment. Then the same blinding light returns, pulling Sean back. The story circles to the school rooftop where it all began. Sick and disoriented, Sean vomits as a strange man approaches. Though Sean doesn't recognize him, the man knows Sean's name. In his notebook are lists of names and coordinates, as if tracking others like Sean. The man cryptically says, "Re-entry isn't a joke. They've been inside your brain all night. You're brave. Most don't come back this fast." He drops Sean at his house without explanation. Sean doesn't question it. He only wants Andrea. Back home, he lies beside her, smiling faintly, seemingly at peace. But then comes the final twist. Every wall of the bedroom is covered in the alien drawings Sean created. If everything was only a dream, how did they appear? The film closes on this unsettling question. Did Sean truly return?